in position. Hello, hello. We'll get started here in a second. I just got to do some more setting up. Oh, and I got to drop my Kindle on the floor. Awesome. Well, welcome. We are going to talk about the Resident Evil. Wow, I'm on the wrong channel. We're going to talk about Venom 2 trailer that dropped today.
Venom 2 trailer.
There we go. Audio's working. Perfect. Will it not let me do the chat on here? What's going on? Come on now. All right, let me see if there's any comments. Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going, Brendan? Hotspot, Christian. Michael is here too. What up? How's it going, guys? So why won't it, For some reason, the app on the Kindle doesn't allow for me to see the chat. So there's no live chat on the Kindle app. You can see here, there's no button for live chat. So how am I going to keep up with comments? I have no idea. When does Venom trailer come out? I don't know, man. It's probably a year from now. Hey, what's going on, Seek? How you feeling? Finding no more people asking about the damn trailer. Well, you post that right after Riddle John did, even though he's joking. I wonder how long the movie's going to be. Oh, see, that's going to be the next thing. Now everyone's going to ask me what it's rated. They're going to double down on that question, and then they're going to double down on how long do you think it's going to be? And that's literally now, so it just shifts. Like once one question is answered, it just shifts to like 2 or 3 other questions. So that's it. But I got to figure out another setup here because originally I wanted to do this with my Kindle on, but I guess Kindle doesn't allow chat. Why doesn't it do that? I have no idea. And even when I go to settings, it doesn't do anything for that. So that's awesome. It doesn't make any sense. So this Android version of YouTube sucks, basically. All right, cool. Hey, I hope you're feeling okay. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'll get there. So why don't we do this? I'm going to change my setup. Give me a second here. And I was going to build a puzzle. I have a Venom puzzle. I was going to build that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn on my computer and I'm going to go sit at my computer desk and read your comments there and spin the camera around. And we'll just do this where you can see my face. I was going to keep my face hidden, not for any particular reason other than I just didn't want the light in my face because my head is pounding today. So, I wanted to avoid the light directly in my face, but it looks like I don't have another setup. So I can read your comments now because I'm standing behind the phone. But once I start building that set, I'm not going to be able to see what you guys say. And I don't want that. This whole point of this tonight is for us to talk. So maybe it's better that we do this and I can just chat with you head on. Okay, bye. I'm not leaving. What kind of jump to conclusions, Matt, are you on right now, Riddle John? I'm not leaving. The stream's not ending. I never said that. I'm literally going to do this all live with you here, and nothing will change except the camera angle. I just need to set up my computer first before I turn the camera around. Yeah, so, all right, here's some things. Now you're going to be spoiled on some videos coming up. I'm going to try to record them tonight and pepper them in this week. So great. Now you've seen the spoilers for those because I got to move everything out of my way. There's a bug. And here's more puzzles. All right. My Venom headphones. Glue, extra glue for the puzzle. Look at this. I had a plan tonight. Yeah, and get that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn my lights on. Watch out, Echo. Watch out, Echo. All right, now the camera's moving. All right. So don't go anywhere. Nobody log out. Like Riddle John already left us for some reason. Okay. Oh, come on. All right. Can you guys see me? Well, I got to lower this. You'll see me in a second. And then let me go to my channel so I can see me. So make sure I'm lined up properly and I can read your comments. Hello. Welcome. Hopefully you can see me all right. Where is my channel? My videos. So yeah, nothing's changed. I'm just going to move everything around and I'll catch up on your comments here in a second. I used to have StreamYard to do this, but unfortunately, I mean, I guess I still could have used StreamYard, like the free version, but it's like $25 a month or $30 a month for me to use it, and it was, oh, come on now, YouTube. It was just, I couldn't this month because of bills and stuff, so I was like, yeah, I can't, you know, I needed the extra money that I had to go towards, you know, some medical stuff. So, all right, here we go. Here's the stream. And let me kill the audio. All right, cool. And then I can see the chat. Yes, I can. What up? Howdy, Superior Venom. Carnage looks like a 7 out of 10, but I like it. There you go. His teeth aren't black. At least in what we've seen. I mean, like I said in the trailer, we'll probably see more, you know, footage at some point. You know, maybe they'll work on the. There we go. They'll work on the effects a little bit more. All right. Yeah, I am wearing a Carnage shirt today, by the way. I wore it in my trailer reaction today, and you couldn't see it because oh, you couldn't tell. All right, let's do that. Let's see if all this works. Is that better? There we go. Cool. All right. Now we set a mood. Now look at that. Let's see how easy that was, Riddle John. Don't leave me. LOL. My bad. I thought you were switching to ended this one and jump to a new one. No. I can't work out new configurations tonight. Like I said, my head is killing me. Now that light it's dimmed, so I looked right at it. What a stupid idiot. It's dimmed, so as long as I look at the camera, it's not bothering me too much. It's covered up pretty good. Brendan, what's up, dude? How's it going? Flaming Hotspot, how you doing? Carnage looks like Riot with a red tint. In my opinion, yeah, we can discuss that. I mean, it sounds like you guys want to start there too, so that's probably a good place to start. I did. Yeah, I mean, that's my reaction when I saw it. Like the way his mouth opened up and moved and fluctuated, it was a lot like what Riot did in the first movie, and how Venom sometimes looks. So to me, he looked a little bit just like a red Venom. I know he had extra tentacles, and some people are like, oh, if you enhance this and you can see some black and stuff like that. It's like, yes, but you have to do all those things to see those details. The movie should give you those details in the format that it presents it in, right? So I agree with that criticism. I don't think it doesn't make me hate the trailer, not at all. Like I thought the trailer was still a lot of fun. But it's, you know, it's a critique. Yeah, the critiques aren't always, they don't, like everyone's like, oh, you can't have a single criticism. It's like, yeah, you can. You can actually rate something a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 and still have a few criticisms. Like we're complex beings. We're allowed to do that. It doesn't, like everything doesn't have to be black or white. I hate that so much. How will Venom beat Carnage and Shriek by himself? He won't. He's got She-Venom. Hopefully they'll have a girl-on-girl fight in this movie. Because this movie feels like something ripped right out of the 90s, and in the 90s action movies, they would have had a girl-on-girl fight. So I'm thinking we'll see a version of She-Venom. Toxin could appear to help Venom against Carnage and Shriek. I hope not. I fucking hate Toxin. Although the new Toxin comic was pretty good. The one from Planet of the Symbiotes #3, where he's like a little kid now, and his dad is like the jury agent or guardsman that has to like hunt him. That's cool. That's a neat twist with that character. But yeah, no, I hate Toxin. So I love Stephen Graham. So he's the only person I think could have played Patrick Mulligan and me be like, okay, I'm interested. You know, what are they gonna do with Patrick Mulligan? Because Stephen Graham's a good actor. But I hope Toxin doesn't just magically show up at the end of this movie. It's like this one thing this movie doesn't really need is more new symbiotes. I like that they're bringing Shriek in, and if they do some version of She-Venom again, it's like, well, at least we saw that already, so that would be cool to kind of pay that off from the first movie, that setup. But other than that, I don't want to like see that many more. And I'm pretty sure that if they make a third movie, they're going to probably do Null and all that crap. So we're going to get plenty of that coming up. No more symbiotes 2 is plenty. Agreed, Eddie. I agree. I want Toxin to be a villain in Venom 3. I don't want Toxin to ever appear in a movie ever. But I appreciate that point of view, Tristan. I hope you get your wish. I'll never leave you. I'm here for the long time. The long time. Yeah, cool. Good. I'm here for the long time too. Brendan's reaction says, I'm ready to see this movie, pandemic or no pandemic. Yeah, I don't give a shit anymore. I will go to the theaters to see this, for sure. Because last summer I went and saw New Mutants. I wore a mask and we were like separated like 10 seats from everybody else in the theater or something like that. So, I mean, whatever. I'll go to it. If I really want to go see a movie in the theater, I'll go. There's most of the movies that have come out, I just haven't wanted to see in the theater. Like Mortal Kombat, I was like, hey, I'm excited, but I have HBO Max, so I'll just watch it at home. And then I watched it and I hated it. And I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't go see this at the theater. And same with Wonder Woman, and same with, I finally watched King Kong vs. Godzilla, and I hated that too. And I was like, but at least King Kong vs. Godzilla, I appreciated just that you go see those movies for the big monsters fighting. With Mortal Kombat, it was like, well, I went there to see people fight and rip each other's hearts out, and I barely got any of that. And the fights that we did see, I didn't think were good. So I was like, I like King Kong vs. Godzilla way more than Mortal Kombat, that's for sure. I'll get COVID to see this. Oh my goodness! I know we joke about that, but some people did and had bad times with that. So we'll keep that to a minimum. What's up, dudes? Hello, Silent J. Well, if at least Carnage has black veins in the final product, it would be awesome. Yeah, I mean, sure, they'll probably add that stuff in. I'm seeing Fast and Furious 3 in the movies Friday night. Whoa, Tokyo Drift? Is that the third one? That's my favorite one. I love Tokyo Drift. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I like that movie. If you've never seen it before, I won't spoil it, but I like that movie a lot. You hate Toxin, or you hate Patrick Mulligan like Toxin? Yeah, I don't like Toxin. I hate that character. That miniseries, Venom versus Carnage, I don't like that miniseries, and I don't like half the stories afterwards they told with Toxin. We just read through the Eddie Brock as Toxin stuff with Agent Venom, and I was like, even Eddie Brock didn't really make Toxin that cool to me. So, yeah, but I'm not a fan of Patrick Mulligan. The guy who created Patrick Mulligan, his name is Peter Milligan. Like, talk about writing yourself as the character, which is a big no-no. Don't do that for writers out there. Don't do that. Don't write yourself as the main character unless for some reason you're writing a biography about your life. Don't do that. It's hack. It's hack writing. So literally, Peter Milligan made the character's name Patrick Mulligan. It's like, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of the character, to be honest with you. I think there's enough there to where you can make a cool character out of Patrick Mulligan and Toxin. So maybe the movie versions I'll like more than the comic versions, but I don't like the comic versions. I know some people are gonna hate me for that. I know, I get it. Let's hope RTJ can come back for the soundtrack. I loved Let's Go. Yeah, that was a good song, actually. I really like that. Run the Jewels, right? Is that their name? Don't let Seek fool you. He is secretly creating the Toxin vlog. God dang it, you spoil everything, Eddie. You know, I sent Eddie one text about possibly doing a Toxin vlog, and he just wants to spoil it all, man. You're the worst, Eddie. The Carnage transformation kind of reminds me of that moment from Maximum Carnage. Oh, yeah. So I was thinking about that transformation scene where the blood's coming out of him from the lethal injection, and he, like, you know, Carnage is out and stuff. I go, well, I guess that kind of makes sense, because in the comics, if you cut him, the symbiote comes out of him. Like, the symbiote has bonded to him on a molecular level. And by the way, if you have not watched the video where Andy Serkis breaks down the trailer, I recommend you do that, please. Like, Andy Serkis points out all the Easter eggs in the trailer, which is funny because I saw like other people going, we're going to do a trailer breakdown. And I'm like, hey, idiot, the director of the movie already did that. You don't need to do it. You can sit this one out. You don't need to make a video where you break down the full trailer. And so I saw these videos going like, we're going to break it down and point out all the Easter eggs. Aren't we so smart? And I'm like, no, because Andy Serkis did it. And chances are most of the stuff you're bringing up in your video, Andy Serkis already said in his video. So it was funny. I'm like, hey guys, sit down. Just sit down. Andy Serkis has this. You don't need to make that content. So that scene where so I'm thinking of that, like, if you cut him, the symbiote comes out. So obviously before his lethal injection, he already has the Carnage symbiote. By the way, if you hear loud crunching, let's see if I can show him without breaking everything. Can you guys see echo? That's my dog just chewing on a pig's ear, loud as cuss. He's really into it. I bought that for him 3 days ago, and he's finally eating it. Good boy, Echo. Hello, just got a Marvel Select Carnage, so I'm going to try to make a stop motion film with Marvel Legends. Hey, that's awesome. You guys should check that out when Twisty posts that up. That's awesome. Cool. I love stop motion. That's hard to do. I used to do stop motion Lego stuff years back, and it's hard to do. So good luck with that. That's cool. Is that the new Disney Store one? Because that one looks really neat. My friend Nathan got me the Venom one, although I think I already have it. But I was like, hey, I'll keep it in the box, for now, and maybe if I get the Carnage one, I'll just make a video with the two of them or something. So there's a Carnage one too. Hey, Flame Gamer, nice to see another hotspot. There you go, Flame Gamer hotspot and DJT hotspot. Nice. Drake, what's up, dude? How you been? Welcome. All right, yeah, make friends in the chat with each other. We're all Venom, right? We are Venom. We're all parasites here, so it's good that we get to know each other and be friends. When I saw the Venom 2 trailer, I immediately geeked out. Nice, I'm glad. That's good. Daniel was right this time. Yeah, Daniel RPK. Someone told me in one of my comments, I think it was Cam Frazier, said, Daniel just got it from Murphy's Multiverse or Murphyverse or something. I think I know that website because it pops up in my Google feed sometimes. It's another scooper person. You know me, I hate scoopers. I don't have any real respect for that profession. I'm sorry. If you're out there and you're a scooper, you irritate the shit out of me, and you make it harder for people who try to present real information and talk about real discussions. Like, you make it harder for them because you just spread bullshit. And it's like, that's how I feel. Like, I just feel like they're drunk at a bar and they get like 100 darts, and someone just goes, hey, if you make two bullseyes out of these 100 darts, you're considered a credible source. And so it's just them all night throwing darts. And at the end of the night, it's like, hey, look, they got 3 darts out of 100. And it's just pure chance and luck. And that's how I feel about scoopers. I feel like some of them do have actual contacts. And I know from experience from a friend who worked with YouTubers at a major studio, who I'm not going to say, and he hated them. And he constantly asked, his people that were asking him to work with them if he could stop working with them and stop giving them information. So I know that happens sometimes, but I know that they're not liked either. so I have a very skewed view on scoopers. I don't like them from a fan perspective and from what I do on this channel. And I don't like them because a friend of mine had to work with them. He doesn't have to anymore, but he had to, and they annoyed the shit out of him too. And they're all cocky and they have egos and they're pieces of shit. I don't like them. And I don't want a blanket statement, all of them. I'm sure some of them are trying to do good things and, get information out there, but I don't know. I just have a skewed view of them, I guess. And I'm okay with that. I don't care if I'm wrong sometimes. Sometimes you're human. You got to be wrong. But I'm willing to be wrong on this one. I don't care. It's just an opinion. Haven't read Venom vs. Carnage yet. Don't spoil it for me, Seek. I won't. We won't talk about that. For the hype, I drew a sketch of Carnage. Nice. Is it up on Instagram or anything? By the way, I deleted Twitter. I'm not on there anymore, so I'm only Venom Vlog on Instagram, if you guys didn't already know. That's it, and that's a private account now because, unfortunately, someone who's a fan, which I don't like that term when people say that about me, they impersonated my mom and created a fake account for my mom and started posting things, and it really pissed me off. So what I did was I started going through and deleting people. And I will probably continue to do that. So if I don't know you personally, or we just know each other through here, you may still get deleted on Instagram. So I apologize. So the best thing to do is just comment on my videos or on my community board here, because at least that way I know, like, okay, this is less, I don't know, the less of a chance that happening, I guess. I don't know, but it pissed me off. It was really scummy of somebody to do that. For the hype, I drew a Carnage drawing. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I want to see that. Carnage is my favorite Spider-Man villain of all time. I'm glad he's coming to the big screen. Amen to that. This movie is going to be awesome. I hope so, Drake. I really do, man. I hope it's, as long as it's at least fun, I'll be happy. I forgot about the Andy Circus vid. We'll check it out anyway. How is everyone? Hey, VCX, we're good, man. Hope you are too. Yeah, I have surgery in about 16 hours, roughly 15, 16 hours. So I'll probably be going to bed. Well, I might stay up for a little bit because I still have some videos to edit. I want to get... I don't know if I can finish all of Space Knight week editing wise. I filmed everything like yesterday. Like I was like, okay, I had the day off yesterday. I played some Resident Evil in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I pretty much just, filmed a bunch of stuff. So you'll start seeing, and I filmed a couple more things today. So my plan is to try to edit as much as I can and schedule them to go up like starting on Wednesday. and then like maybe throughout, maybe like every other day you'll get a video. I was trying to get it to where I can get like 4 or 5 videos done, but I think I need a little bit more time. So I'm going to do the best I can tonight. But if nothing else, you should at least get 2 videos this week on this channel, 1 on my other channel, and hopefully more than that if I can make it work. One of my videos was really short to make, so that one shouldn't take a lot of editing. So I know some of you are going to probably hate me for that video because it's mainly a joke video. And last time I made a joke video, it was about a Donny Cates Venom comic, and one guy got really butthurt. He was like, I can't believe you would make an hour video and you would talk about something stupid like this, but you couldn't make a detailed discussion about this Donny Cates comic. And I'm like, hey, buddy, chill out. It was just a joke. It was a 20-second joke. And in that 20 seconds, I actually put text on the screen that said, the real review is coming soon. Literally, this is a joke. Because I figured someone like that person would exist. And he's like, I'm unfollowing you. And I'm like, okay, goodbye. Like, I don't care. Like, it was a joke. And sometimes I make jokes. Remember the time I ate a Lego set? That was just silly and stupid. Sometimes I do silly, stupid things on here. So yeah. So you're going to get one of those coming up for Space Knight Week. Riddle John breaks down Venom 2 trailer. There you go. Oh, so cute, Echo. I know, he's the best. Echo's just chilling. Yeah, he's chilling, but he's chewing like a freaking Comanche. He's just loud as shit back there. I'm not liking the look of Carnage that much, but I'm definitely still excited to see him in action. I'm hoping Carnage is the spawn of Venom. Always loved the dad-son dynamic. Yeah, that'd be really cool if in a scene he goes like, what's wrong, Dad? Like, I'd like that. That'd be pretty cool. Because, Carnage always has this want to build a surrogate family thing. That's kind of what Shriek is and Doppelganger was. So that'd be cool if he was like, hey, like, I got Shriek, hey, Dad, meet my girlfriend, or whatever. Andy Serkis does allude to, in his video, he does allude to the fact that Shriek had a bad childhood. In fact, you see a scar over her eye, and her eye is white. I'm wondering if she's blind in that eye, if maybe some childhood accident, like, she got cut in her eye or something. I'm curious to see, because obviously they didn't do like someone was like, they need to put her in white face. Like, they didn't say that, but they're like, they should paint her face. I'm like, and put her in white face? Like, no, that's not going to fly. You can't do that. Plus, it's Naomi Harris. Like, I wouldn't want to cover her up. She's super beautiful. But also, the scar is enough. It's like, it's over the eye that, she has a thing over in the comic. So to me, it's fine. It's fine. I love Naomi Harris. So I'm excited to see her play the character. But they alluded to her having that she had a bad childhood with bad parents. Obviously, her real name is Frances. I have her first appearance at Spider-Man Unlimited #1, which is Maximum Carnage #1. I actually picked that up a couple months ago at a good price. I'm glad I did, because maybe it'll go up in value soon. Now that we officially got her in the trailer and we know that she's going to be in the movie for sure now. So I'm excited to see her in action. But they said that she had a childhood boyfriend who was the only person that was ever nice to her, and I'm thinking that was probably Cletus. So we'll see how that if I'm right about that in the movie, and I'm sure some of you have that theory too. Zeke breaks down Andy Serkis's breakdown of the Venom 2 trailer coming soon. That's the video someone needs to make. I'm getting the Marvel Legends Venom movie figure soon. I can't wait. Tristan, you're gonna love that figure. Tristan, since you're a Toxin fan, do you have the big Toxin figure? Because I've seen it. I don't own it because I'm not a fan of the character, but it's I know Toxin fans love it. So if you have that figure, let me know, because I heard it's cool. Christian says, I like how chaotic Carnage looked when he first appeared in the trailer. Yeah, he looks all over the place, the stuff, but he also has giant like risers behind him. It made me think of, I actually thought that was an actual shot from the first Venom movie, just with red put over Riot. But I was thinking, I was like, it looks almost like a launching pad behind him, like all these scaffoldings and stuff like that. And I was like, well, Avi Arad did say they were going to play up a little bit more of the invasion stuff that they talked about in the first movie. Because remember, like, forget the lore of the comics that the movie sets up that Venom and Riot came here with a team to lead the beginning of an invasion force. That was the whole point of them. They were going to infiltrate Earth and then send a ship back to gather more, symbiotes to bring to Earth. So they were sent to Earth. They had a mission. So how does Carnage factor into that mission? Is he a replacement for Riot? Is he an offspring of Venom that has Venom's memories but wants to do what the symbiotes want to do and not what Venom wants to do, because Venom's like, hey, I'm a loser, I like hanging out with Eddie, this other loser. You can see in the trailer he's tormenting Eddie. They're like this horrible roommate situation, like this bad couple that, and they're listening to a song that is actually it's called Let's Call the Whole Thing Off. That's an old song about two people who are awful as a couple, but they tough it out. That's kind of, I was like, that's kind of perfect that he's singing that song. So that's pretty great. So I would like to see. I'm wondering if they're going to pick up on those invasion threads, and if Carnage's thing he does in this movie is going to be to maybe send out a signal to bring more symbiotes. Like, I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do with that. But it looked like there was scaffolding behind him at a possible launch pad, but I could be wrong. Could be just scaffolding. Could have been a church. Like, I couldn't really tell what it was, to be honest with you. But the teaser poster for the film looks badass. It looks okay. I do not want that poster on my wall. When I saw it, I was like, wait, wasn't there like some fan art that did this a while ago? And it looks like there was. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that poster on my wall. So whatever the next poster they make is, I might get that poster. But yeah, I don't want to put that one on my wall. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I know there's comic books that have that, where it's the teeth and you see Venom. I think even Ryan Stegman drew that as a comic book cover as recently, the most recent one. But yeah, I mean, it looks fine, but I'm not going to get it on my wall, probably. Mark Anthony, what's up? Eddie, good one. Yeah, Eddie, man, he busts my balls, dude. Eddie, he's a ball buster. Yeah, it's messed up. Sounds like Hardy's accent is a lot better this time. I'm glad he because his accents get annoying. It's they annoy the hell out of me in the first movie. Sometimes he gets like that. He really commits to whatever voice he wants to bring to the character, like Bane, and and he's done other movies too where he's done that. And yeah, it's kind of his thing. He likes to bring that kind of stuff to his roles. I'm not always a fan of it either, but I do like the Venom voice is fun. So and I liked it in the first movie, and so far I like it in this one too. Yes, you gave a like in Instagram. At least you was not who gave me that like. I think it was me. I'm sorry. So I typically do go through Instagram and just click on things, and I'm sometimes I'm paying attention, sometimes I'm not. But also keep in mind I have short-term memory loss, kind of. Well, it's more early onset dementia is the better way to explain it, and I forget sometimes what I do. So it happens. So I apologize if I already liked it. I'm sorry. And thank you. I hope I have a speedy recovery too. I mean, I've done this before. I'll get by. I'll be all right. This ain't a Spider-Man film, but yeah, no, it's not. But they do crush a spider in it, which is awesome. They say the S word a lot in the first movie. They do, because you can do that in a PG-13 movie. It was funny. I watched a lot of reactions today. In fact, if you go to some of them, I don't know which ones I commented on, just random ones. And the ones that I liked, I was like, oh, I like their reaction. Or even if they were critical, I'm like, oh, I appreciate that they were honest, whatever. And so I posted on some, but the ones I didn't like, I didn't thumbs up, I didn't thumbs down, I didn't comment, I didn't engage at all. Because I'll watch some YouTubers, like there's these two guys who were literally just had like 2 red cups, probably with beer in them or something. They made an 8 or 10 minute video of them reacting to the Venom trailer, and they probably took like 8 sips of whatever's in their cup. I'm like, you can't do a 10-minute video without sipping a little. Like, I just hate it. It's one of my pet peeves. I worked in TV for so long that usually drinking on camera or eating on camera, unless it's pivotal to the character or part or whatever, you don't typically do it. But I see a lot of people in news. They do, news, I guess, a little different because you're sitting there for like hours covering things. So you might need some water just because you get parched. But a 10-minute video, you can't go through a 10-minute video without eating chips or drinking something. Like, I hate that so much. So I immediately turn off those videos. I hate that. It's just one of my, like OCD pet peeves. I can't stand people that do that. I'm like, dude, it's one trailer that's 2.5 minutes long, and you need a cup of whatever next to you. Like, Jesus. But I did see a lot of people in their videos saying, please be rated R. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure if this movie was rated R, you guys would have got a Red Band trailer today. So you could probably just throw that right out the window and just accept that this is going to be a PG-13 movie. Thanks, Riddle John. I appreciate it. I have a Joker seek. You want to hear it? It's about Venom 2. You have a Joker, but it's also about Disney. You mean you have a joke? Oh, yeah, hit me with the joke, I guess. You'll be fine without problem. I hope so. I'll be fine. I've had this procedure done before. But I appreciate the kind words. Thank you all. My Instagram account is Rob Laro. 8026, and you blocked me because I thought I did something wrong, but I understand you did it. Did I block you? I'm so sorry. I don't know why I would block you. Normally, if I just unfollow someone, it unfollow it asks me, hey, do you want us to make them unfollow you because I have a private account? So typically that's all I do. Normally I don't go out of my way to block someone unless, I mean, I don't know what you did. It's like and I feel bad because like I don't mean to like be a dick about things, but when I ask people respectively, like, hey, these are things I don't like, please don't do them. And then when people still do them, I just go, okay, well then you're just gonna disrespect me, so I will sometimes block. But I'm sorry if you feel like you've been wrongfully blocked. I'll definitely unblock you, but you won't still see my account because I'm not adding people back in. Like I said, when that whole thing with my mom went down, I literally was like, it could be anybody, it could be anyone here who follows me, and so I was like, all right, well let me just go through, and if I don't recognize them, I'm just gonna get rid of them. But I did in that wave, I didn't block anyone that I know of, but yeah, if you feel like you're wrongfully blocked, let me know and I will unblock you. But like I said, you probably still won't be able to see my account, and I'm sorry for that. I mean, I am, but I don't know what my reason was. I can't remember, so I'm sorry. Kate's fanboys are blindly loyal to subpar fan fiction. Most people are blindly loyal to subpar fan fiction. Like we all have our things where we just kind of put a blind spot on, or if it's there's enough that we like that we just kind of give it a pass. I'm like that with stuff, like, so it's fine. Like I'm certainly not better than Donnie Cates fans or anything. Like if there's people out there that genuinely love his stuff, like I saw there's a guy I follow on Instagram called Dano Cosmic, and he hates the 90s Venom stuff where he's goofy and all that, and he does not like these movies because of that. But he likes the Donny Cates stuff, and he's like, I'm a newer fan, I came in during the Donny Cates stuff. He's like, so I'm a fan of this tone for Venom and not the other tone. And yeah, it's like that's fine. Like that's the thing about people who come in at different generations. You come in at a point where characters are sometimes completely different characters, and that's how characters stay around for 30 plus years. So it's fine. If people love that stuff, it's cool. It's not for me. I didn't really like how his run started, and I definitely didn't like how it ended. I did like some moments along the way, as you guys know, but I think it could have been a lot better. So, well, we'll see who writes it next. Isn't Shriek technically a mutant? Yeah, technically, but that's okay. She doesn't need to be in this movie, just like Venom didn't need to get his symbiote from Spider-Man. So it's fine with me. Not yet, but I'm going in though. Oh, you're gonna get him though, the toxin toy? Cool. Hopefully Hasbro can pull through and give us Legends movie Carnage. Yeah, that's true. That would be awesome. The one thing I will say about Carnage is he looks kind of bulky, and that's why I said in my trailer reaction, I was like, he looks kind of like a Red Venom or like a Red Riot, because he does still look bulked up, and I just find that weird. I felt like all the symbiotes in the comics, like the Life Foundation ones, they had kind of unique things that made them look a little different. Like Scream had a unique look, and not just color-wise, but aesthetically too, like build and stuff like that, and shape. And I felt like everyone in the first movie, besides Riot being a little bit bigger than Venom and having like extra blades that came out of him, he still was like very similar, just slightly different eyes. I was kind of hoping Carnage would just look drastically different than Venom. Like you can tell he's still a symbiote, but maybe smaller, sleeker, more stealthy looking and serial killer like, I don't know, but maybe Cletus, you could argue it that Cletus has a big personality, so he would want to like flaunt his new look in a way. Like, yeah, I don't know. You could argue it both ways. It's hard to say because actors and directors and everyone bring their own takes to these characters, and they try to develop some things that aren't even seen on screen. And so who knows what the thought process was there. And obviously they do what they think is best for the movie. But as a fan, I kind of was just hoping a little, for something a little sleeker. But that's just me personally. Josh G, though, thank you for saying that. Yeah, hopefully we do get a movie Carnage. It'll be awesome. I really want that deluxe Marvel Legends toxin figure for my symbiote collection. Yeah, I know some people were asking me, like, are you going to get it? Are you going to do a review on it? And I'm like, nah. I'm going to probably buy less Venom stuff over the next, the rest of the year, because I think we're going to just end up making this the final season of the Venom vlog. And that's just because my health. I don't know if you guys saw my Batman hardcover review, the omnibus Grant Morrison one, but I feel like a lot of my videos are going to go that route in the future. and you'll probably see my face less and less as after we get through the Venom movie. So I'll keep doing this until the Venom movie comes out, and then we'll keep going strong until episode 750. But I think that'll probably be the official end of this version of the Venom vlog. And if we do anything after that, it'll probably be in a different style. And the reason for that is just because everything hurts now. Like, like the light in my face hurts, talking for too long sometimes is more of a hindrance on me than it was before. Like the fatigue is getting stronger. It's like all these things, things are breaking down. So it's easier for me to make videos like the one I made where I can go film it for like 20 minutes, take like an hour break, and then like sit in my bed and write the script for, what I'm going to say in the video, and then take a nap, and then wake up and come to my computer and record that audio, and then put all the files together in a file, and then go to work the next day, and then maybe like a day or two later come back and finally edit it and then post it. And so it takes like maybe 4 or 5 days to make a video like that, but it's only because I'm pacing myself. And I think that'll probably be the route I end up going, so I can still make content where I can still talk comics, but it won't be as personal as this is. And it's not because I don't really want to. It's just, I kind of don't want to, but not because it's like annoying or anything. It's because I'm just getting to that breaking point finally, where it's life's catching up to me, and age is catching up, and health is catching up. So I need to like be smarter about things. So hopefully you guys are okay with that, but if they do make a Venom 3, even though I won't cover every piece of news, I will still try to, come see you guys every now and again, if I can. So notice that the trailer said it's coming to theaters only. Sorry, but I'm still not comfortable going out. I'll wait for home video. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's okay. Yeah, it's going to go. Sony has a thing where they're not going to release it. I mean, we talked about that before, like months ago. They said that the reason it keeps getting pushed back is because they don't have a streaming service. They have a deal with Netflix now, but they didn't then. And they were like, we want the money from the theaters. Like we don't want to give up on theaters. And so here we are. So I get it. I totally get it. But it'll be in September. So hopefully by then things will be closer to where you'll feel safer, but that's fine too. I'm vaccinated now. Actually, I had to get my second shot, so I'm vaccinated now, and I'm ready to go. Like I'm getting over it. I'm tired of this bullshit. Like I'm just getting tired of it. I just want, even if I don't go to the theaters a lot, I still want things to go back to normal, because I work in retail and in business, and I like making money, and I like seeing people out doing things, and I would like to see more people, out doing things. So hopefully things get, catch up soon enough. I love the breakfast catch-up scene. Christian says, yeah, me too, man. I love the chocolate part. Me too, Riddle John. The poster looks like a copy and paste that I could do. I agree, Eddie's mullet. I agree to that too. Tristan says, imagine IMAX poster with Venom fighting Carnage and Shriek. I definitely want a poster of Shriek. If I could have a poster of Shriek, that would be great. That would be awesome. If they did like a Venom versus Carnage poster and like a She-Venom versus Shriek poster, I'd be into that. What's up, Seek? Got a lot of content to cover. What's up, Rockefeller? Yeah, I guess so. Well, we're just kind of having a conversation, and I'm just chatting with you guys about Venom. And if you have any thoughts on the trailer, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll respond to them. Eddie says, I went into a few other videos commenting, and this has to be rated R is starting up again. Oh yeah, everyone is saying that. Like they're like, I saw a lot of people, even in the titles of their videos, they're like, Venom trailer, please be rated R. And I'm just like, then you'd be watching a Red Band trailer. Like it's so funny how people just forget that like those things exist, and it's just funny. Silent J says, this should be rated R comments are so annoying at this point. I mean, hey, look, I know people out there want this movie to be rated R. I literally blocked a couple people on Instagram and Twitter back when I had Twitter, and on here, because they were like teasing other people that come into the comments who like have the opposite opinion, who are like, it doesn't have to be a PG-13. I like Seek's perspective on it, and then they'd come in and go like, well, Seek is wrong and he's an idiot, and the movie has to be rated R because Carnage, he's rated R in all of his comic books, and I literally showed proof that he's only been rated R in 2 comic books ever. Like, and only one of them, technically only one of them says, mature rated. The other one doesn't say it, even though it is mature rated, but doesn't say it on the cover. So it's funny to me. I'm like, I have literal proof that Carnage has only been in 2 rated M comics ever, and yet people still want to say like he's only ever been in rated R stuff. I'm like, he was in a cartoon in the 90s that was rated for 7-year-olds. So what the fuck are you talking about? So yeah, they are just annoying at this point. It's like, hey, if you want to be rated R, like I always say, that's fine. But to say that it has to be rated R, like I always say, it's like, no, that's incorrect. It doesn't have to be. And look at this trailer. Like, he's goofing around making breakfast and stuff. Like, they're totally going full schlock popcorn flick. Like, they don't give 2 shits about the people who don't like that. They're like, hey, that made us money in the last movie, so we're doing more of that. And that's fine, because that's the stuff I liked in the last movie, was the goofiness. Disney's Pixar's Venom, Let There Be Carnage, rated G. There you go, Drake. I followed you, and then sometime later it said your account is private. I did nothing wrong. Well, okay, that's fine. Well, my account is private, so I don't know why I unfollowed you. Again, without any context, I don't remember. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna re-add you though. I'm sorry. DJ Hotspot, you still follow RNS? Been wanting to see another crossover between you two. I do. I'm subscribed to his channel, I think, still, and I think I follow him on Instagram, although I haven't seen a post from him in a long time, as far as I know. Yeah, if you talk to him, like, tell him I said hi. Yeah, for sure. We need to do a crossover one day. If he's still around doing it. I think he did some gaming stuff for a while, and he works out like a beast. That guy's in like incredible shape. Yeah, let me, if you hear from him or anything, I would love to. I'm sure he does not like the new trailer, so it'd probably be fun to talk to him about it. Because I always liked that guy. He and I were on different wavelengths when it came to Venom, but he was so cool to me. Like, he was just the nicest dude to me. So I'm always grateful for that. And actually, a lot of you subscribed to me because of my interaction with him on his channel. So I would love to chat with him again. That'd be awesome. Do you think the second movie would be more money make more money than the first one? Well, Drake hopes so and agrees with you. I hope it does. I mean, I would love for this movie to make $1 billion because I think the budget on it was still similar to the first movie. It's like around 100 to 120 something, I think. I mean, it probably more. I don't know if you guys saw this. I might make a video on it tonight before I go to bed, and I'll try to post it as soon as I can. Maybe I can squeeze it in before the Space Knight Week stuff. But it's there was a guy remember the guy we said he did the stand-in for the Carnage element? We made a whole video on him, and I was thinking it was the Carnage arm or whatever from the earlier shoots. Turns out it wasn't. He was a stand-in for Carnage during reshoots, and he said I think he said 3 weeks of reshoots, which I think is more reshoots than the first movie had. I think the first movie did a week of reshoots or something, but I think also the first movie stopped production for a short time, if you want to go by rumors. So I don't know if that's true or not. I think he said something like, he said weeks multiple, I think. So, and he was a stand-in for the Carnage element, and he posted that on his Ari Decker or something like that. He posted that on his page, his Instagram page. So yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. So I might make a video on that as well, because I saw him post it and I screen grabbed it, so that way I could make a video on it. So maybe if I have time tonight, I'll try. I started reading some of the 90s stuff. I love the goofy nature of them. I always get so confused when people say Venom shouldn't be funny. I love the humor. Yeah, actually, the humor worked really well. In fact, I watched a lot of female YouTubers today reacting to the trailer, and I noticed all of them liked the trailer. And I actually think I heard Grace Randolph was one of them say that the movie tested really highly with women, the first movie, particularly because of the humor. And if you look at the advertising, we talked about this like years ago, when they were advertising Venom in China, they had advertisement brochures that they were passing out in little posters that advertised that Venom was a good boyfriend, so that like college girls would go see the movie in China. So it's like Venom like holding their books for them in between classes, and like holding the door open for them when they walk into school and stuff. And it was like a bunch of things like that. It was like really weird marketing. And it was funny because I think Riddle John sent me that. And he said, hey, this YouTuber covered this story that I don't think you covered on your channel. And then I was like, oh, cool, what is it? And I went and looked, and it was about the Chinese marketing for Venom 1. And the guy in the video was like, yeah, I've never seen anyone market this stuff, or like talk about this stuff. He's like, that's crazy. And I'm like, Hi, Venom vlog over here, 600 episodes. Yeah, we talked about that stuff. But yeah, there's definitely some stuff that we haven't covered. And if you ever want to see that stuff, check out Fillmore Antidote. Fillmore Antidote, Filmore, and then the word antidote, Antidote. Just check him out on Instagram. He posts everything about Venom, from the marketing to different release parties and launch parties around the world, to behind the scenes footage, like all this stuff. He's great. So he's way better at a lot of the stuff than I am. So please go give that guy some love on Instagram. He's fantastic. There was a Tumblr post VC says about a while back that getting attention now because it predicted almost perfectly the beginning scene of the trailer. Oh, really? Interesting. That's very interesting. But that set is a closed set in the first movie, Eddie's apartment. So because Ruben Fleischer said that in an interview, that was a closed set. They wouldn't let anyone in, press or anybody. So if they did that again and it was a closed set, then that means someone on the set leaked that to Tumblr, which will get you fired big time. So whoever that is, hopefully they don't get caught. Eddie's Mullet says Carnage has red cactuses on his tendrils. Yeah, interesting. Sweet. Did you notice in the final shot Carnage had 4 arms? He looked maxed out in that last shot. That was pretty neat. Where he was in the church, in front of the church glass. Pretty cool stuff. Thank you, Christian. Flaming says it's kind of weird they gave Carnage a tongue compared to previous incarnations. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean when I said red Venom. I'm like, that's why he just looked like the shot of Riot or Venom in the first movie, just painted red. And we know that there's some previs work from the first movie where there was a red, where it was Carnage, it wasn't Riot. So maybe I was like, oh, who knows? Maybe they were like, hey, we did a lot of work, but then they also hired a lot of the same visual effects people from the first movie, a lot of the same companies. So maybe just like, hey, we already have these assets. We can kind of reuse some of them and retool them. But I still felt like, hey, it's Andy Serkis and he's worked with CGI characters before. In my head, I thought he was going to bring something of his vision to that. And I was surprised when I watched this movie. I was like, this doesn't feel like someone, at least from this trailer, so it's hard to say, it doesn't feel like someone really with a vision. It just seems like someone doing more of what the first movie did and just doubling down on the things that they feel like were successful and continuing the story, which is fine. It's a franchise movie, so a lot of times you don't get to bring your vision to big franchise tentpole movies. But Andy's just had such great work with CGI characters before, playing them even. I just thought he would bring a unique perspective to this world. And I wouldn't have minded if Venom stayed the same. That's fine. But I was just kind of hoping Carnage would look a little different. And that's me setting a possibly an unrealistic expectation. And we always talk about how we should temper expectations. So I probably should have done a better job tempering that, and maybe I wouldn't feel so mixed about the look of Carnage. Superior says, yeah, talking about that, yeah, it seems weird to me that the tongue too. Yeah, for sure. Drake says you have my support. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Some seek is better than no seek at all. Eddie says, well, I don't know about that. I'm just a guy. Like I'm kind of a loser, and I've struggled at things my whole life. This is one of the nicest places I've lived by myself ever. And it's only because I moved all the way across the country so I could afford a place like this. And I only have these collectibles behind me because of like stimulus checks and work bonuses. Sometimes like I'm fortunate, but I'm kind of a loser, and I think that's why I like Venom as a character. So please, like I don't preach, and I'm not a gospel guy or nothing. Like if you don't like what I say, that's fine. We're just regular humans here. You can just talk to me. And like, but I do like, I am private about my life. Like, I just am. And that's why my Instagram is the way it is. That's why I got rid of social media other than Instagram. I'm private. I go through a lot of things I don't share with you guys. Some things I don't even share with, my family at times. And it's just how I am, So I do my best with what I got, but a lot of you guys make it easier to deal with stuff. So that's why I like coming here. I love you guys. Eddie's Mullet says, I don't mind Carnage having a tongue. He's probably have looked weird without one. It would have surprised me if they tested it without first. It's true. They might have tested with or without one before. It's not going to be rated R. LOL. Just stop. Tristan says. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm thinking it won't be, but whatever. But I was wrong about this trailer coming out today, so I could be wrong about the rating. You never know. I remember a guy saying that Carnage can only be done rated R. I challenged him and then he blocked me. Was that me? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, I've sometimes I get like that when. Here's the thing: is if you challenge me well, I like that. I accept the challenge. But when I feel like I'm just getting regurgitated stuff that people get from other people, that's when I block. I'm just like, all right, you're just regurgitating shit, or you're doing something I asked you not to do. And that's just the thing. It's just mutual respect. And so that usually is those are the lines for me with blocking. I don't really like to shut people out. Typically, I want to have conversations, but some people you just can't have conversations with. So I just go, fuck it. Well, who cares? Like, you're going to be fine without talking to me for the rest of your life, and I'm going to be fine without talking to you. It's totally cool. Like, we're people. We can move on. But yeah, people get like so defensive about it. The worst is the people who troll on purpose to get blocked, and then they pat themselves on the back because they got blocked. They're like, haha, I got them to block me. Yeah, I'm so cool. And I'm like, I can't think of anything more pathetic than purposely shutting down a chance to have a conversation with somebody. That just seems really awful and stupid to me. Carnage, Disney new princess. Oh my goodness. Carnage, Shriek is now a Disney princess. And She-Venom is now a Disney princess. All leaks were fake. Sony delayed movie to release in theaters. Movie's not rated R. How does it feel to be so right? Here's the thing. I'm not here to gloat about it. I try to just make logical guesses based on the information we have. That's pretty much all I try to do. That's all it is. And I literally read the words people say. So if a Sony exec comes out and says, hey, we're going to keep delaying this movie until it comes out in the theaters, that's more important to us. And when I hear that directors like, movie directors that used to work at Warner Brothers, who are mad that Warner Brothers made and whatchamacallit, HBO Max made the deal to do day and date digital, that pissed off a lot of directors, and a lot of them went to Sony and asked for jobs to see what they could work on. That's all real things that happen. So when you have that information, you go, okay, well, what's the why? And you can start connecting the dots. That's the one thing is I like patterns. That's why I like games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill and stuff, because there's puzzles that you can solve if you quickly learn the patterns. So that's just patterns are kind of my wheelhouse. I like patterns. So yeah, but I win a no prize, so it's not like I earn nothing by going, haha, I was right, you were wrong. I don't really win anything for that, so it makes no sense to be like that. But sometimes you might see me do that, but I might be joking and with a 10% honesty to it, where I'm like, haha, F you, dude, but it's like 10% serious and 90% joking. The Disney joke was sarcasm. I know. What's up, Rick? How's it going? Ricky's the one who told me about the trailer, by the way. And like I said, he pointed it out to me. He's like, hey, man, you know me, I'm not a guy who normally falls for the BS, but I think this has legs. Since I'm not on Twitter anymore, I couldn't really go check anywhere other than Google. And when I Googled Venom 2 news, and I get alerts sometimes for the news for Venom 2, I didn't see articles being posted. I saw 2 articles, and both of them just circled back to Daniel RPK, but other people were telling me that it was actually Murphyverse that said it, and Daniel RPK is just mooching off of his leaks or whatever. And I don't know, whatever. I think they're all scumbags. Like, everyone who's a scooper is that's another, that's how I feel about trolls who purposely want to get blocked by people. That's how I feel about scoopers. They want to go out there and be the first to tell you something. And you're just it's so annoying. They're like the kid who raised their hand first in class. Like, oh, pick me, I know the answer. I know that. They're that kid. And that's annoying as shit. Yeah. But Ricky told me about it. So big shout out to Ricky, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad it worked out, because at the end of the day, I really just wanted the trailer to drop, and I'm glad we finally got it. So, and it was fun watching it. It was a great trailer. Cynthia, what's up? Hi, I have a question about your Venom response. Oh, please hit me up. What's your question? Definitely needing a brisk Carnage related drink. Yes, we need some brisk Venom tea. We need a Carnage tea this time. That's for sure. Like you said. Yeah, I hope they make one. I hope it makes $1 billion also, though it might be tough in this COVID days. I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to probably hit $1 billion with everything that's going on in the world, but fingers crossed, right? Hopefully it still makes money. That's all that matters. Andrew, LOL. Thank you. The Venom Brisk was so good. LL still have a sealed bottle. Carnage Brisk is a must. I don't have a sealed bottle. I wanted to drink it because when I bought three, I think you guys remember I made a video where I called some random gas station and they were like, "Yeah, we have them." And I'm like, "I'm coming down right now on my way to work." And I bought like three of them. I drank the first one, and it made my teeth and my mouth red, which signals that that late in the process of the making of the drink, they added the food coloring, so it's like cheaply added at the end, like to add the color. So it's like all the residues all over your mouth. So I'm like, oh, okay, like that's not good. So then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna drink the rest of these because I don't want to see what this. I don't want to smell this in like 4 years. Like, and I don't want to drop it and bust it open and it spill and maybe it becomes a real symbiote. Like, I don't want any of that to happen. So, so yeah, I don't have a sealed bottle, but that's great that you do. I never saw the 2 liters. Someone said there was 2 liters out there. I never saw them. I only found the 20-ounce ones, but I never could find the 2 liters, unfortunately. Bro, Venom is very popular in Asia. Is one of the most popular Marvel characters in Japan too. No, I know. And actually, I watched a kid's video earlier who was, I think, in um, the Middle East somewhere, and he said, he goes, I never saw Venom. He actually posted his reaction. He watched Venom 1 a couple days ago and posted his reaction to the movie, and he edited it down to like 25 minutes. So it wasn't like watching his whole movie like me and Alex do on our show sometimes. Like he edited and and put work into it and stuff. And he said, he goes, everyone in my country raved about this movie when it came out. And he goes, and they made fun of me because I did not see the movie. And he goes, so I'm glad I'm finally watching this, but I hate that I didn't watch it when it came out. I kind of brushed it off. And he goes, but I'm glad I watched it now. And I commented on his video. I'm like, dude, welcome to the symbiote family. You're a parasite now, basically, which is cool. So like, yeah, no, Venom was massively popular in other countries because the movie is easy to follow. It's not overly complicated. There's not a lot of nuance in it, really. It's just very straightforward. And those kind of movies work for world releases. And I know people will go like, oh, that's just dumbing it down and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's such a harsh term to an extent. Like, it's like movies aren't naturally smart, and they're not defaultly smart. People can make a smart movie, but it's up to you to decide, well, do I want to make a smart Venom movie? Do I want to make a comedic Venom movie? Do I want to make a serious Venom movie? Those are the options you have in front of you when you make stuff. Like movies, like movie process is really hard. Like I see this big debate right now about Black Superman, and people are really mad because they think Superman is Clark Kent, is white. He's always white. One of my friends feels this way too. And you know me, if an actor comes in and nails the role, that's who should play the part. That's just how I feel. I don't care, because the Clark Kent being like him being white doesn't define Superman to me. So when people sit there and have these arguments like, no, like black people or like black people have their own Superman, he's this other guy like in an alternate universe, make a movie about him. Well, here's the issue with that. The people who make movies are old, rich, white people mostly. They're 1%ers who suck and are probably racist. They get their money, movie studios get their money from investors. They need people that work in politics, that work on Wall Street, that own companies. They need, airlines, chains, Targets, Sears, whatever. They need these things to get money for their movies. If those executives go into a room with all those people and go, hey, we're making a Superman movie, and we're gonna do a black Superman movie. It's gonna be Clark Kent. It's gonna be a Superman everyone knows, but this is gonna be a new twist we're gonna put on the Superman movie to update it for a modern day. They'll probably still get a lot of investors for that. If someone went in and said, hey, we want to make an Icon and Rocket movie and we need $110 million to make that work with special effects, some Wall Street asshole is going to go, who the fuck are Icon and Rocket? Now, I agree, Icon and Rocket would be an awesome movie. They're my favorite of the Milestone characters, but you're not going to convince some shithead on Wall Street to give you, $10 million to go towards your movie. You're just not going to do it. Not if it's Icon and Rocket. Sadly, I mean, you might find one person that might invest in that if it was a $30 million movie. But if you want to do big action scenes and make it awesome, you're going to need at least $100 million for your budget. And you're not going to get that because those characters aren't known like Superman is. So when I see these people make these videos going like, well, they need to do this, and why can't they just make a Static Shock movie? It's like they could. They could probably raise $25 million for it. And I agree that that sucks. They should be able to raise more money for a character like Static and for characters like Icon and Rocket. I agree that sucks, but that's the shitty system when it comes to making movies. That's the shitty part of it. That's why Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut had so many obstacles, because look who they cut out of that movie. Like a bunch of characters of color were cut from that movie or edited down. That's the shitty part of the business of filmmaking is the higher up you go sometimes and where your money comes from. And some people are going to go, oh, but Disney does this, does that. But look at the track record Marvel has with success after success after success. Now they can go into a boardroom and go, hey, our next movies are Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel, and the Fantastic Four or whatever. And it doesn't matter who they cast for those movies, if the characters are Asian or black or women, doesn't matter. They have so many hits now that anyone who's smart with their money is going to invest in it because they know they're going to get a return on their investment with a Marvel movie. DC does not have that track record. They lost money on their movies, and I know people out there love, Zack Snyder, but some of his movies did not earn as much as they should have with those characters. So there were people that lost money on Man of Steel that didn't come back and invest in Superman versus Batman, and there are people that lost money on that did not come back and invest in Justice League. So that's just the reality of movie making. So when I see people have these debates, it's like, I agree things need to change, so we should have that discussion. What you're saying is you just don't know how movies are made. So I don't know. It's tough. So I see all these things with characters and their popularity and how hard it is. Venom is only getting a sequel because that first movie made a bunch of money. If that first movie only made $300 million worldwide, there would probably be no Venom sequel, and that Sony universe would be dead. There'd be no Morbius. So that's how things work. If you have success, it's easier to get investors in your next project. And so if Warner Brothers had a better track record, they could probably get more investors. The Venom Brisk was so good. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it, though, even though it colored my mouth. Bro, Venom is very popular. Oh, I read that already. Yeah, LOL. Still, I'm here and haven't seen everything yet. Sorry, I should have known better. Oh, that's okay. No, I know. When people say, like, hey, have you covered this on your channel? I'm blunt. I go, yes, I have. But there are things I have not covered. Trust me. There's a lot of things I haven't covered because either I didn't have the money to buy it or I didn't have the temperament at the time to make the video on it. And so sometimes I push things back. But I do. But that's okay. So if you ever want to know if I made a video on it, I have playlists. You can check the playlist. And if that's too much, look, if you don't want to do that work, just ask me and I'll do the best I can to remember if I have or not. You're welcome for the shout out, Rockefeller. I appreciate it. I aim to please. Cynthia, I just see a loading screen. So I don't know what you were asking me, but I don't see the comment. I think you mentioned that your birthday is May 11th, which is tomorrow. My birthday is tomorrow and my surgery is tomorrow. It's a cruel world I live in. But that's okay. I'm turning 39, so it's not like I was going to do anything fun for my birthday anyway. So getting titanium put in my brain is, I guess that's good a time as any that you can have when you turn 39. Rockefeller says, I honestly don't care too much about the rating. My only worry is if I had the first one was the deleted stuff. Hopefully they keep what is needed and don't get rid of anything. I hope so too. That's a good point, and I hope that's the case too. You're saying you don't have to have your own symbiote. Well, you did. What would you call it? If I had my own symbiote, I would be Echo. I would just be my dog's name. I would just call myself Echo. That's who I would be. But I think there's already a Marvel character named Echo, and she's way more badass than I am. So, Seek, do you have any Venom plush? I need one, by the way. I have a Venom. Well, it's not a plush. It's kind of. It has like, I can't remember where I bought it. I think I got it at Walmart or something. The legs are sturdy and the arms are sturdy, so you can set it down. It can stand up, but it has like a squishy stomach and head. I have it and I gave it to my dog, so that's his toy now. Milestone series on HBO Max. Let's go. Focus on Static. Runs into other Milestone characters. I would personally love the hell out of that. I love the Milestone universe. I grew up reading that stuff. I love those characters. I got to work with Reggie Hudlin when I used to work at BET. Awesome guy, just super awesome guy. We would nerd out all the time. He would tell me what he was working on in his Black Panther run because he was writing that at the time. and he was just awesome. He's just a great guy. And then when I worked at Golden Apple years later after my aneurysm, he used to shop there, and he would come in, and I would be like, "Hey, I used to work for you." And I'm like, "I'm the guy you used to talk Black Panther with all the time." And he's like, "Oh my goodness." He's like, "How's it going, man?" He's like, "I haven't seen you in years." I'm like, "Yeah." So awesome dude. I love Reggie. He's great. He made Bebe's Kids and The House Party. He's made so many movies that I love. And working with him was a real awesome treat. It was really great. Even though I only worked at BET for a short time, but because I was like freelancing, so I was bouncing around a lot at those times. But yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I wrote it down in my journal. So luckily, a lot of my jobs I did in movies, if I really had fun on the jobs, I would make a journal entry for it. So I have these books like on one of my shelves out in the living room that are just filled with stories, of things I did when I worked on movie sets. Maybe one day I'll publish them. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I loved working with Reggie. He was awesome. So I would talk milestone with him all the time. You gonna bring it back? You gonna bring it back? Oh man, I'm blanking on his name. Oh god, dang it. Why am I blanking on his name? Let me see. Dwayne McDuffie. Yeah, I was gonna Google, and I'm like, oh no, I can remember this. I had to really challenge my brain on that one. Dwayne McDuffie, I got to meet a lot through Golden Apple and through Reggie and stuff, and he passed away tragically, but he was the coolest guy, and he was very into DC Comics. And so talking to him, I was always like, more milestone. And yeah. But so I would love those characters to get their own stuff. But again, like the reality of an executive going like, okay, I got to go get funding now for this movie. Now that we are getting the script worked on and we're getting these things, and we got a director on board, what is our budget going to be, and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, we're making Superman. We want to do a $200 million Superman movie where the effects can look awesome, where it can look great. We can't raise, the shitty reality is we can't raise $200 million for an Icon and Rocket movie, but we could a Black Superman movie, whether we call him Clark Kent or not. So to me, I understand the realities of the movie industry, and as shitty as they are. So if this works, if a Black Clark Kent movie works and makes money, and they do a good job just at least staying true to the character, because like I said, Clark Kent's skin color does not define him. So I love when people sit there and go like, oh, he can't be black, he can't do this. I'm like, but being white is not the sole thing about Superman. Just like his power level is not this. Because like Zack Snyder, I hear him talk about Superman sometimes, and he just brings up the power. I want to have Brainiac in the movie. I want all of his villains to be extraterrestrial because that's the only way you can challenge him. And I'm like, no, you can challenge Superman emotionally. You can which I know Zach's done a little bit of that. And he goes, so he knows, but it's like, but you can challenge him with kryptonite or magic. Like you can, he doesn't have to just fight otherworldly villains. So when I hear, it's like, oh, it's like hearing Nolan go, oh, Batman, all of his villains have to be grounded. It's like, fuck you, put Clayface in your movie. Like, I don't want all grounded Batman villains, because now you're cutting out half of his rogues gallery. Same thing with Superman. If you just go extraterrestrial, you're cutting out half of his rogues gallery. So to me, I'm like, why would you limit yourself when there's so much potential for stories? Why don't you let the story and the character bring you to where you need to go? So yeah, I kind of like I rail against stuff like that. So to me, I don't know. I'm just like I go all over the place when I do these rants. So but like I said, I would love to see if Superman with this version is a massive success, then that could open the door for DC to get the funding and Warner Brothers to get the funding for future projects. So now they can go, hey, we made Superman starring Michael B. Jordan or whatever. We made that a success. So now we want to do Rocket and Icon, or now we want to do Jon Stewart Green Lantern movie, or now we want to do this. It opens that door. So the thing is, when people go, oh, why are they celebrating Black Superman? Like, we've had Steel, we've had Catwoman, yeah, but those weren't successes. Warner Brothers needs a success like Marvel had with Black Panther, so they can do other things than white superheroes. So there's a process to it. And like I said, it's a shitty racist process. But that's how Hollywood and Wall Street and all these people are. Like the money doesn't just come from the studio; it comes from other places. So yeah, I hope good things. I want Warner Brothers to turn things around. To me, making Superman black or Asian, like Dean Cain is like half Japanese, I think. He was Superman in the 90s. Who cares? He was an awesome Superman, I thought, for that show. So it doesn't matter. The skin color does not define the character to me. What the character does defines the character. So to me, as long as they act like the character, I don't care who plays them. That's just my personal opinion. And that's not like me trying to be woke or anything. That's just my honest opinion. I don't care. I don't care about because I always go back to CCH Pounder on The Shield when she went in and auditioned for a male character. And they were like, this is a male character. And she's like, I don't give a shit. She's like, I think I can do this part really well. And she read the lines and she nailed it. And they changed Charles to Claudette. Also, Aubrey Plaza. Lenny was written in Legion, the show Legion, was written as a man. Aubrey Plaza came in and auditioned, and they were like, you know what, we don't like you for the girlfriend role, but what if you played Lenny? And she's like, but Lenny's a guy. And the showrunner, or the guy who ran the show, was like, who cares? He goes, I think you'd be great in the role. And at the end of the show, you're going to be revealed to be the Shadow King anyway. So you get to be the villain of the show. And she's like, sign me up, you know? So again, shit like that shouldn't matter. And so when people make a big deal out of it, I'm like, why? Who gives a shit? Just find the best actor. I think the problem with the new Superman movie is J.J. Abrams and Ta-Nehisi Coates. I think those are two of the least two creative people they could put on DC movies, but they're going to do it. So I don't have a problem with Michael B. Jordan playing Superman. They just need a better screenwriter and a better director, in my opinion. Have a great birthday and happy wishes on the best wishes on the surgery. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Warner Brothers need to stop second guessing their directors. Until they stop, they're going to get screwed, VC says. Yeah, sure, but not every director has a great idea either. I've seen movies where in the commentary tracks, the director said, I wanted to do this, but this studio executive told me to do this. And that ended up being something that people now say is their favorite scene in the movie. So movies are a collaboration. If you're a director and you can't work with your studio, no matter how much they're a pain in the ass and challenge you, then you're in the wrong fucking business and you're a bitch. Like, that's just how it is. Like, stop being a bitch, roll with the punches. If they throw a challenge at you, find a creative way to get around that challenge and move on and make the movie you want to try to make. Like, it's not always going to be easy and you're going to have to compromise, but that's what the director isn't spending their money to make the movie. They are spending other people's money. So it's a collaboration. So if you can't work in a collaborative environment, if you have such an ego to where you can't listen to other people's ideas, whether you use them or not, then you're in the wrong business. You go make indie films and do whatever the freak you want in indie films, but do not come play with $200 million budgeted movies. That's the reality of it. The lack of black fangs on Carnage just throws the whole lot off for me. It seems like a nitpick, but it's such a vital feature that separates Carnage from Red Venom. Your thoughts? Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I couldn't tell what his fangs were in that shot because the scene was kind of dark. So, and again, this is early. I mean, the movie still comes out in 4 months. This trailer was probably cut together recently using older footage. So, again, knowing the process of filmmaking and trailer making, they've probably already punched up some of those details on the graphics and effects. This was just something that was the best they could do to get out there now. But I'm hoping they're still working on it, and putting things together. So it's hard to really judge Carnage and his look fully right now because we don't really know what he looks like until we see the final version. So yeah, but I agree with your sentiment though, absolutely. Yeah, but Carnage has black around his teeth usually. Hey, good night, Christian. Thanks for popping by, dude. I appreciate it. Good night and good luck with surgery. Hey, thank you, Flame Gamer Hotspot. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. And good luck. And come by and chat with us here anytime. And sorry again about the privating my account. Like I said, I did it at a stressful time, and a lot of people got cut. But please don't take it personally. I hopefully I didn't mean to single you out. And if I did, I apologize. I honestly apologize. I appreciate you being so cool in here and being so awesome. That really means a lot. Thank you very much. If you want to send me another request, I'll go look through my things. I don't think I blocked you, but if you're able to send me a request on Instagram, send me another one. and I'll add you back in. I know I said I wouldn't earlier, but I will, because you've been really nice. So thank you. What you said about Nolan reminds me of how I started getting into Batman after Batman Begins. More the comics I read, the more disappointed I was in the movies for taking so little from them. Yeah, I mean, I like Nolan's vision overall. I like those three movies. They're good movies. I just rewatched them recently, and I'm reading a lot of Batman right now. I have three more omnibuses to read. I bought them literally for my birthday to read while I'm on bed rest. So this week I'm just going to be reading those omnibuses, like whenever I'm able to, stay awake for more than 10 minutes. So I'm really pumped. I've been away from Batman comics for years. It's been fun diving back in, and I'm actually really liking the current Batman books that are out right now. And you'll see some of those reviews going up this week while I'm on bed rest too. Those I already have edited, and you'll see those very soon. But yeah, I know. But I hate when someone goes, I want to do a grounded take on a character like Batman. I'm like, first of all, fuck you. He's dressed like a bat. Like, what do you mean you're going to do a realistic version? That's like saying I'm going to do a realistic version of Venom. That's why I like the Venom movie, because there's schlock and goofiness in it, and I like that. It's like it's like that's an element of Venom. The guy's dressed like a bat. Think of how insane of a person you have to be to think that's a cool idea, to dress like a bat and think that's going to scare people. But that's what Batman is. So you have to handle that with a little bit of levity. Otherwise, it won't always sell to people. So I don't mind a realistic Batman to an extent if he does things like, when I hear realistic, I don't want the world to be realistic to an extent. I want the decisions the characters make to be realistic, but I want the situation sometimes to be unrealistic, because otherwise you can't do half of Batman's rogues gallery. You can't do Clayface or Man-Bat or Killer Croc even. Like, you can't do these characters, with super realism, So again, when I hear things like that, I'm kind of like, I'm losing interest. I'm losing interest in your portrayal of these characters. VCX says, yeah, F me. I forgot Abrams was on Superman. I'm not looking forward to that. Yeah, me neither. Anyway, happy birthday. Hope you recover quickly. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Awesome. And thanks for the 4 thumbs up. Thanks for the 15 people watching. Any other things we got to cover? Like we talked, I know I went on a rant there about DC movies and stuff, but it's more or less just making the point about Venom. Like, the things that worked in the first movie, of course they're going to double down on that. I think a lot of people were like, oh, we want to see R, we want to see this, we want to see that. It's like, yeah, but the gruesomeness of the few scenes in the first movie that were a little gruesome, no one said those were like, those weren't praised as the best parts of the movie. A lot of people just genuinely liked the humor and the character and Tom himself. So it makes sense that this movie, they're going to play up the odd couple thing where it's like Eddie and the suit are in a relationship and they're miserable, like, or at least the suit is having fun and it makes Eddie miserable. You can tell he's not sleeping well. It looks like, I was watching a trailer, he has like a card in his hand. I don't know if that's a card that he wrote, that he's gonna like go give a speech somewhere, or if Cletus is sending him mail, which I'm starting to think it's that, because I think later on in the trailer you see Cletus writing on like a square piece of paper, and then at the beginning when Eddie's eating breakfast, he's holding a square piece of paper when he gets splattered with the ketchup, and the paper's written in red, like the handwriting is in red ink or something. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's Carnage or Cletus mailing Eddie letters. The little teaser we saw at the end of the first movie, apparently that didn't happen right after the first movie. That's like, that took place sometime later. I think Andy Serkis said that this movie takes place about a year and a half after the first movie. So during this year or year and a half or whatever, Eddie has been given permission to go talk to Cletus Kasady to help find some bodies that Cletus has, people he's murdered that were never found, and cases that are unsolved that they are linking to Cletus Kasady. So Stephen Graham plays Patrick Mulligan, and he is the cop who's trying to solve these murders and find these bodies to give those families closure. And he's relying on Eddie to get that information, but apparently Eddie might not be doing as great of a job, or Cletus is playing too many mind games with Eddie. It looks like he's sending Eddie mail. He's very invested in Eddie, feels like there's a kinship there. I think he sees that Eddie's kind of everything he touches, he breaks, his relationship with Anne, his job, these things like that. But he's kind of on the rebound. Cletus, I think, sees inspiration in that. Like, oh, you kind of screwed up your life and you're kind of bouncing back. I kind of screwed up. I was killing people and I got caught. And, but there's other bodies out there that, they need to find. Maybe this is my chance for a rebound tour also. And then somehow he comes across the symbiote. So I'm really curious how this is all going to happen. You saw him squash the spider in the trailer. I wonder if there's any significance with that. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, because the symbiote in the comics lives in Cletus's blood. And he was a jailmate with Eddie. Obviously, that's not going to be the story in this, but Eddie does go to the jail to visit Cletus, so there's still a chance that Eddie could get cut, or a piece of the symbiote could get left behind, or there's still chance for that story in a new way. But we'll have to see the movie to see what happens. 4 thumbs up says 15 for me. Oh, does it? Oh, I'm sorry. I think mine's just old, like because yeah, I'm sorry. Mine's not up to date. I didn't refresh the page, so I'm sorry. Thank you for the 15 thumbs up. Holy shit, that's way better. That's more than I thought. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. So all right. Anything else? Or am I behind on comments? Let me refresh because maybe I'm missing comments. Either that or everyone's just chilling and in the background and stuff, that's totally cool too. Or lurking. I know it's getting late, so we're probably. I wasn't going to talk for more than 30 minutes when I was going to do the puzzle, but yeah, I think we'll probably wrap this up in the next 5 or 10 minutes. So, but I appreciate you guys, hanging out with me tonight. The comments and the love we got on that trailer reaction, my channel, I know it's I know there's all kind of things with YouTube and stuff like that, and things people don't like, and I try not to care so much. My thing is, it's we're nearing 3,000 subscribers, which is freaking awesome. I'm so happy for that, and all the new subscribers, thank you for being here. I really appreciate that, and all the people who have been here for years, I appreciate that too. And it's really cool to get to that level. But a lot of my videos, we haven't had a lot of Venom movie news, and so I haven't been able to build that momentum or keep that momentum because we've just been talking about comics, and a lot of people don't come here for the comic discussions. They come here for the movie news. Most of this channel was built on the Venom movie universe, and the comic stuff is stuff we do to fill time between movie news. But we literally went so long without movie news that the videos were getting 10, 20, 30 views, and today was great to see 300 views in 7 hours. I was that's a lot for my channel, and seeing 60 something thumbs up and 60 something comments that, you have no idea how much that helps this channel. When just a like, a thumbs up, a comment, even a thumbs down, those help the channel. They're very important to the lifeblood. If we're a heart monitor, we were kind of doing this, flat, and then a little beep here and a little beep. We were doing that for a long time, and I know there's other things I could have done to be creative to keep that up and keep the energy up. But I think a lot of it would have been a compromise too. I would have had to comment on all the rumors and all the bullshit, and me, I don't like doing that. I want to try to just bring genuine information to you guys when I can. And so I was well, what do I do? Do I become a clickbaity asshole and to keep the views up, or do I just stick to my guns and not worry so much about it and just try to just make the content I aimed to make when I started this channel? And I'm glad I stuck to my guns, to be honest with you. Just vibing. What do you think of Heisenberg's line? Heisenberg's line? We talking about Resident Evil? Oh yeah, that was good. The boulder punching thing. Yeah, I went back and watched it. So yeah, I talked right over the line, I guess, so I didn't hear it. But yeah, that was awesome. That's really good. Superior says I'm doing some sketches, listening to the stream. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, cool. Streaming, lurking and streaming. Yeah, now I see the 15 thumbs up because I refreshed everything. So thank you guys very much, and thanks for the people that are here watching and the people who came in earlier and people who are going to bed. Get some sleep. I'm going to do that in a couple hours. Like I said, I think I'm going to stay up tonight. I'm going to be sleeping a lot. After my surgery tomorrow, I'll be asleep. I'll be functional enough to, for my friend to bring me home and crash in my bed, because I hate staying at the hospital. So I'll stay as long as they need me to for observation. And then I sign, usually when I go in, I'll try to sign everything I can and be I want to get out of here as fast as fucking possible. I hate hospitals. So I always want to go home. So I'll stay as long as they need me to stay for observation. And the second they tell me we can go, I want to be gone. I like sleeping in my bed. I like waking up in my bed. So that's what's going to happen. So all day Wednesday, I'll probably be asleep. And then Thursday will probably be the day where I'm functioning. I'll wake up on Wednesday. I'll probably maybe even snack on something light, like a piece of bread. I'll probably just shove a piece of bread in my mouth, and drink some water. And then I'll probably go right back to bed after I go to the bathroom. And then it'll be sleep again. So I'm going to get plenty of rest. So I think I'm going to stay up as long as I can tonight and work on videos and get stuff done for you guys after this. And I want to schedule, I'm not going to have anything go up tomorrow, but I will have a Venom video go up on Wednesday, most likely. And then possibly on Friday. And that's the two I'm going to aim for the most. If I can get a third one in there, I will. Because I think the third one will be the joke one, the jokey. Well, it's not even a joke. It's just I just don't have much to say about the second half of Brian Michael Bendis's Guardians of the Galaxy run with Space Knight Venom in it. He's literally featured in 2 comic books out of 15 comics. So it's hard to so I'm not going to sit there and discuss Black Vortex and break down that story because it doesn't really matter to the Venom story. So I kind of just graze over it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a short video. But I know that's going to piss at least a few people off. They're going to be like, why couldn't you do a long discussion on this? I'm like, because it doesn't matter. The Flash Thompson is literally in 14 panels over the 13-issue crossover of Black Vortex. He's not in it. And then in the rest of the Guardians run, he's in 2 issues. One of them's an annual, and the other one is a Civil War tie-in, and that's it. It's literally all a Civil War 2 tie-in. So he's just not in it. So those videos that. So that will be easy to edit because there's not a lot to it. But I'll try to get stuff done. Like I said, luckily I shot it all and I have it all uploaded. So I have different movie director files, set up, ready to go. So all the elements are in there. I just got to go through tonight and do the tedious part of editing. Some of them are they're fine. If someone was like, hey, I know you're going through a lot right now, but you did really good the other day on your Venom video. And I'm like, yeah, but there's cuts hidden in that video. Tonight I did good. I'm really proud of myself. Tonight we went an hour and a half with the pain my head's in, and I've been pretty sharp when it comes to stuff and remembering stuff. And so that's good. It's good to know that when I really want to push myself, I can still do it. And that's good to know. But yeah, that last half of Space Knight with Flash stuff is there's not a lot of stuff to talk about. So this last Flash week is going to be really easy. It was really easy to film it and get the videos done. But it sucks because there wasn't a lot for me to sink my teeth into. So I know some of you are going to be upset about that because you like some of you like the longer discussions, but these ones aren't very long. But I got them all done, and so I'll try to put those up because what I would like to do is at the end of May or beginning of June, I would like to do what will become our final Carnage week. Because once we cover Minimum Carnage and Superior Carnage and the 3 Carnage trades from Jerry Conway, we'll be completely caught up to Carnage, up to Red, what is it called? Black, White, and Blood, that miniseries. Now that the 3rd issue's out and I have it, I'm just going to wait for issue 4, and then we'll probably just talk about that as our final Carnage week video. So we'll be pretty much done with Carnage, and we still got to talk about. Maybe I'll save that for a little bit later because we still got to talk about Extreme Carnage, which comes out this summer, and then also Red Goblin. We didn't really discuss that story, so we got to do that too. I feel like Flash Venom being on a team never turned out great. Seemed almost invincible in Secret Avengers and Guardians. Yeah, and even in what was the other one he was in? Thunderbolts. They put him on a lot of teams. They try to get him out there, but he definitely does not work as a Guardian of the Galaxy. The Space Knight stuff where he's like an agent of the cosmos, I'm not a big fan of it. It's not badly written, but the concept I'm not a fan of. It's one of those things where I'm like, all right, I think the writer did the best he could with that material. But it was clearly an idea that came from Marvel and the executive side of Marvel's and the editorial side. Because of business reasons, they wanted the Space Knight logo just to screw over, the people who got ROM back, which I think was IDW, which I'm like, why being a little pissy match with IDW. Don't they make your artist edition books? Like fuck you, have some class. So to me, I'm not a fan of him and the Space Knight stuff. But the Space Knight run does end pretty well when he comes back to Earth and is with Andy after Civil War II. That stuff I did like. So at least we have that, and then it will end Space Knight week on a positive note, which I'm really. And then after that, we're gonna do we'll do Carnage week, and we'll catch up on everything Carnage, with, like I said, with the exception of probably Red Goblin and Carnage. Black, what's it called? Black, white, and red, or blood, red, and I don't, whatever shit. I don't care. That book, we're gonna talk about that. Extreme Carnage and Red Goblin. We'll probably do that later this summer, closer to the Carnage movie coming out. So that's kind of my plan. And what I would like to do this summer, in the month of July, is spend the whole month going through Peter Parker's time in the black costume. If we could do that in the month of July and then talk about any movie news that comes out, that'll probably be the only content we make on this channel for Venom, is talking about Peter Parker's years in the costume and go through the Peter David miniseries that he's been doing with Peter in the black costume. And then get into the Lee Price stuff and the Mike Costa run of Venom leading up to the movie. And then after that, until they announce the next writer of Venom, and after they finish Extreme Carnage, we will have covered all the 616 Venom stories and Carnage stories and symbiote stories. We'll have covered them all by the time the movie comes out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, next season, if I did another season of this, it would just be alternate universe version. So it'd be like the Spider-Girl stuff and the manga Venom stuff and the Demon Days book that came out recently. It would just be those. And honestly, we could do all those in like 10 videos. So I wouldn't really need a whole season for that. So if we do another season of this show, it'll just be very different, and it probably won't go for 150 episodes. And I don't know if I will review whatever new writer takes on Venom. I probably won't even review that until, if they make a Venom 3 movie, we can go back and buy all the trades and cover them then. So like I said, I'm just going to have to, I have to be a little bit more selfish with myself, moving forward with some of the health stuff. So that's my future, man. But thank you guys for tonight. I had a blast. It's 11:30, so I'm gonna go now because the light is bothering me, to be honest with you. But it wasn't earlier, so that's good. So I was able to tough it out. And my screen, even though it bothers me too, I tried to put on dark mode and it went back for some reason. I think when I rebooted everything. So I appreciate the love on the trailer reaction today. I really do, and I appreciate the support you guys give me and the new subscribers we got, and all of you who've been here for years. You Parasites are awesome, and I really, I can't thank you enough. And don't worry about me. Tomorrow I'll get through it. It'll be fine, and I will be back home, tomorrow night, and on, Thursday, maybe if I can on Thursday, I'll post an update here and on Instagram to let you all know I'm okay. So just, don't freak out if you don't see anything from me. Tomorrow morning I might post something, but after that I'll be, I won't be able to. So if you if you don't see a post from me tomorrow night or any time on Wednesday, like, don't freak out. It's fine. I'll be fine, and I'll touch base with you guys on Thursday. So thank you. Yeah, Jesus didn't even remember the Thunderbolts. Yeah, I guess it was kind of obvious they were running out of ideas for Flash's Venom. Yeah, that's probably why they wrapped up the series. But I'm glad he's back, and because he's back, if they do a series with him, maybe we will talk about that. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where they go. Venom 200 isn't out yet, so we'll have to figure out what the future of the Venom universe is when that comes out. So thank you. Good night, VCX. Good night, Riddle John. Love you too, man. All you guys and girls, boils and ghouls who watch the show. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for all the love. And we will see you all in the future. And now I got to do this. And I got to end the stream this way. So thank you guys. Peace. With my blurry hand. And goodbye.